Interjection here, Nation of Warriors with another 1v1 commentary. This is number 17, I believe. This is me playing Portuguese versus British. We are both captains. It's a quick search game, so the map's Patagonia, and I'm not able to play as purple. Obviously, you can only play as blue or red in quick search, but hey. So right from the start of the game, going to get that settler in production there. Not sure how quickly I did it, but you want to get your food crates up as fast as you can, get that settler in. Everybody knows this. I say this every time. And then the next thing you want to do with the Portuguese is they have their explorer, so he's got this spyglass ability. You can see that ticking over there. You want to use that as fast as you can. That way you can get it ticking over, recharging, so you can use it again sooner. Over here, I decided to look over here where I found 2 sheeps and 90 XP as a treasure. I like to just randomly do it in the distance somewhere because you might find a nice treasure which you would otherwise wouldn't see around your base, because I'm going to do a circle around my base anyway for huntable animals, that kind of thing. I found 140 food treasure doing that before with the Portuguese, so that's a pretty epic ability for them. But you can see here that I've left my wood crates on the floor. Obviously, if I had any coin crates, I'd also leave them on the floor. Don't need them. They're not going to help me age up. This is a 10-10, so it's actually the very same strategy I did last commentary. I said I'd upload another version of the same commentary, just for variety, I suppose. But I'm not going to collect those wood or coin crates up because I'm not going to be building any houses. Not going to be coin isn't going to help me age up. I don't need coin to age up. Only 800. There's 120 food treasure there, which I'm not able to get. I used my crack shot treasure on a coin guardian. Probably, if I'd seen that food treasure, then I wouldn't have used my crack shot, obviously. So here, actually, just before I continue, right here, I found a sheep on the way up, and sheep are always in pairs. So with that in mind, where's the other one? So I sent my explorer just to the side to get to the second sheep. As you can see here, this red explorer is now coming up, and I have a feeling he's going to intercept my sheep. I don't want to do that, so I send my settlers up, which is a waste of gather time, but I don't want him to get the sheep, because these sheep, they have like 60 food in them, or 70 food in them, and that food gathers so quick. It's like 70 food, and 2 food per second. Obviously, that food's going to help me age up sooner. Obviously, I want to get all that 800 food in my stockpile as fast as possible. Obviously, this is a 10-10. I'll explain exactly what that is in a moment. But as you can see, swiftly approaching 800 food. That's my first shipment. They're not going to send anything. The Portuguese don't get any decent first aid shipments. I suppose I could send advanced trading posts, but I want to save that for 700 food in the next age. Since I'm aging so soon, I might as well make the use of that extra shipment, the use of that speedy age up, get that 700 food. It's worth it here. Right here, a little bit of conflict. I was hoping to just shoot the wolf at the last moment and grab the treasure ninja in there, but because I was focusing on that treasure, I went to about 840 food before I aged up. That 40 food, obviously 40 more than I actually needed. That will slow my age up by a little bit. That's not good there, especially since I was killing the sheep really quickly just to eat them up fast, just to get that food in stockpile. Eating sheep isn't always the best thing, because obviously they fatten over time. It's probably not worth building a livestock pen, because 200 wood this early on is really big investment, and for not something that useful. The sheep do fatten over time, and then you eat them a bit later on, but yeah, eat them sooner, age up sooner. But obviously that advantage there of eating the sheep was wasted. Okay, so I'm now heading towards my opponent's base. Can I have a little scout around? I need to see what he's got, see where his huntables are, because obviously I'm going to have an extra town centre to play soon. I want to know where is a good place to put that town centre, where a good place to put that barracks is. And as you can see, I've switched settlers onto coin as well, and I've collected up those wood crates now that I'm aging. Obviously, now I'm aging, it's not a waste of time to gather the crates, because I do actually need that wood pretty soon. So I'm going to send 2 forward settlers now. Well, you can see them on the mini-map. They're heading towards where I'm going to build a barracks. I'm back on... Oh, I'm going to crack shot that guardian there, then shift-click away so I can get my crack shot rolling, still making use of that explorer, even though the discovery aged part of the game is almost over. So yeah, here's my water deck. I'll explain that at the end, just like Black Rider does, just like Richard did. Getting that building up as fast as I can. I'm going to get this wood in stockpile. 400 wood I aged up with, that's for the house and the barracks. So I'm going to have to get 200 wood in stockpile before I can build that barracks. They obviously already had 200 wood in stockpile. Fortunately, I started with 200 wood. Sometimes you start with 100 wood in a coin crate, or you don't always start with 200 wood, put it that way. So just thinking about my town centre now, I should have been thinking about this in the game, but I was going to build it like probably next to his hunts, but since this is a water map, it's a better idea to put that town centre on the coast, because if his caravels pop out, then or if he decides to fish, it gives me a huge amount of map control over the ocean. ocean control, because the anti-siege damage, the anti-ship damage on a town center is absolutely astronomical. So yeah, these 5 musketeers are rolling over. You can see my first shipment, or I've got a shipment in queue. That'll be my second shipment. That's going to be 8 crossbowmen. Not sending it just yet because I want to ship them to my forward town center, and my forward town center actually has to be built for that to happen. So I've timed it a little bit, left a little bit of time in there, so that it'll definitely be up by the time the crossbowmen here. So here's last game. My problem was not looking properly. I think his problem this game is not looking, because obviously he hasn't. I managed to get two settlers in with my first batch of 5 musks, whereas in my last game I only got, what, 1 settler? And I had 10 musks and 8 crossbowmen, and the next batch of 5 musks and the 8 crossbowmen haven't even arrived. So I got 2 settlers there with just 5 musketeers, so that's pretty good. Bear in mind this person is playing British, and now this strategy works particularly well against British because they have more settlers than... Well, they will have more settlers than other civs will, perhaps this early on, because so there's a higher likelihood that you'll be able to kill a settler. And also, British don't play aggressively at the start, do you? If you think about it, they're very boomy with the manners. They want the manners. Their first shipments are usually 700 wood or 5 settlers, nothing military related. So yeah, now that I've got that 700 wood ticking over, I want trading posts with that, because after all, this is a semi-fast fortress, which basically means I've got these 10 musks here and my 8 crossbowmen just to do a little bit of early damage just to confuse him. So I'm coming in here. You'd think I'd retreat back, but I knew he'd have settlers out over there, because I often do. Like, so I can get 2 more in there, or is it 3? I've got 2 there. I split the army. I had like half the army shoot 1 settler, half the army shoot the other. Managed to get 2 settlers in there. That was nice. Although sometimes you can do that and you'll almost kill 2 settlers, but not actually kill them, and that can be quite frustrating. So you can see I'm swiftly approaching 300 coin, and I'm going to stop collecting 300 coin once I've got. Stop collecting coin once I've got 300 coin. You can see here I'm going to move them onto food now, because I'll ship 700 coin as my next shipment. I have no intentions of training any more military units. And then that 700 coin plus 300 is 1,000. That's all I need to age up here. So my army's significantly larger than those 6 longbowmen. Not quite sure why I'm going for the caravels here. Although one of them was shot by the town centre, and they retreated from the town centre because they die. But I think I might have thought that at the time. I don't know what. I can't remember. It's been a while since I recorded this one. But yeah, here I'm going for more settlers over army, because, I don't know, doing the early game damage. Anyway, if you think about it right here, I've done quite a significant amount of damage with the settlers, so it's been worth it. And also, I've forced him, instead of sending 600 wood or 4 settlers or whatever he wants to send as his next shipment, and obviously those are the boomy shipments that are going to help the British play the way British want to play, maximise the strengths of the British. Basically, I've forced him to not send that 700 wood, or that whatever he was going to send. He's had to play defensively. He had to ship 6 longbowmen. You see them longbowmen there? They were shipments, if you're wondering. He didn't train them. They were shipments. Okay, so right here, that explorer has very low hit points, and I know that. Probably not a great idea of mine, because he has caravels, but I really want to shoot it dead. There, you'll see in a moment, I'll get 45 XP for that. After all, this is a semi-fast fortress. XP is like a good thing. Do manage to get it there, but I also lose a musk. Taking damage, taking shots there isn't always that great. So I've got my explorer here building those trading posts. I got my first one up. I'm building a second one now. Still not entirely convinced that I should be building more than one, because that means I won't really have a lot of wood left over. I'll have, like, if I build one, then I have like about 500 wood, 450 woodish, 500 woodish to build houses with. But so if you build more than one, then you're reducing the amount of houses you can build, and then I usually counter that problem with just sending the 600 wood shipment as well and building more houses with that. But perhaps it would be better to not send that, because obviously that shipment, that 600 wood, could be a Fortress Age shipment that could make my Fortress Age a bit stronger. Not sure which is better there. Not entirely sure how much difference it does really make, if any at all. So here I'm really trying to catch up on the settlers now. In my previous game I went to Fortress Age sooner, because I didn't send 700 wood at all, because in the last game there are no trading posts on the Hispaniola, but whereas there are trading posts here, so I clicked a little bit of extra wood there just to get the extra trading post in, get all 3 of them in. I'm going to age up with Cazadors, because I want an aggressive start. You can see here I'm now just tipping 600 wood. Now, let's talk about this strategy a little bit. I trained, obviously, 10 musketeers, shipped in 8 crossbowmen, and when your opponent sees that, they think, oh shit, this is a fast rush. Wow, because you aged up with 10 settlers, and they probably think that you didn't train all your settlers to get that. And obviously a forward town centre is like the most aggressive building that any civ could probably have out of all the civs on the vanilla, that is. Thinking about it, the Asian Dynasty is not too sure what else you could have as a forward building that's more aggressive than a town centre. I say that because you can put 10 settlers in a town centre and that's an absolutely huge range damage. Obviously not the best thing to be doing, having settlers idle in a town centre, but usually you can defend that quite well, considering as Minutemen you can ship units to it, like the 6 Musketeers. That is a shipment I often have to send, or train 5 Musks, plus the 6 Musks, Minutemen, and the existing army. You can defend that town centre quite nicely. It's also good for the map control. Anyway, this strategy, obviously, I only train 10 Musks and 8 Crossbowmen, and then they probably think you're going to train more. The trick is not to show... Oh, here I'm getting raided. That was quite clever of him there. A good use of his Crossbowmen, because obviously I'm not attacking him. I don't know if he knows I'm not attacking him, or if he doesn't know. He does know how much army I have, unless he saw I had like 4 Musks left, or something like that, and I could be training more. He probably, I don't know if he thinks I am. Anyway, the idea is hopefully he thinks I'm training more, when really I'm not. Really I'm just collecting resources and aging up, and then you can see here I've got quite a decent resource pile, but then I'm going to start spending them on Dragoons and Cassadors as soon as they age up, except here, since it's a water map and I know he has Caravels, I decide to go for the... for the 2 organ guns there, because artillery have a really good anti-siege, anti-boat damage here. So I think about placing this town centre on the coast, but decide not to. Decide go for the map control over here in the end. Those 6 longbow he raided me with, though, not sure if that was a great idea from him, because I could have had hussars, and that would have absolutely massacred them, so perhaps he was being a little bit reckless there with the raid. Obviously it worked, I didn't have hussars at all, but it was a little bit reckless, bit of cheeky. And if you noticed, I had a coin mine behind my town centre, so I moved my my settlers to that town centre, to the coin mine behind my town centre, for protection if the longbows tried to come back and raid again. You can see here, placing that covered wagon, it took 2 volleys of shots from a few longbowmen, but didn't quite die, and now those longbowmen are attacking me. Not a problem though, longbowmen have an absolutely terrible siege, and I now have my 6 Cassadors attacking, and if I was him, I wouldn't continue to siege the town centre, because you'll lose. Notice here how 6 Cassadors enough to just do almost all the damage needed to kill a longbowman, but not quite. There's like 1 hit point left or something, so I use 6 to volley 1 longbowman, and then retask all 6 Cassadors to target another longbowman, just grab one of them just to finish off the last longbowman. Now from this point onwards, the game is really, like you can see, I haven't got any units in queue, and I should do. This is me being an absolute noob with my army. Obviously, I'm doing quite well, and I've got a decent sized army, and that sort of win it. But I micro it so awfully. Not gonna blame anything, but I just when I played this, I just got back from a chemistry project I was doing. I'd spilt like 5 moles sodium hydroxide all on my hand, which for anyone who knows about science, that is a corrosive chemical. It's fucking burnt my hand, so I'm not gonna blame it on that. But it was fucking sore at the time. Anyway, I'm targeting that house there by mistake. Don't want to kill British houses, no point really, because they just build another house. And then that's a free settler for them. Obviously British can't delete their own houses. Okay, so there's 8 more halberdiers. Halberdiers there to protect the organ guns, but the organ guns, I don't know what I was doing. I sent them too close to the town centre. Really, I shouldn't. I don't know. I think I sent them obviously because I thought he might have boats and stuff and a fishing operation. Perhaps that's what lost it for him. He was focusing too much on the boats and didn't really have a... Because this strategy, if you push out, like whilst I was aging, if you push it, that is an ideal time. You can usually do really well against it there. You can, it's quite weak once I'm aging. The idea is you think I'm training more units when really I'm not. So anyone who's seen this strategy before can do quite a convincing job against it. So yeah, all this anti-cavalry, I've got so many like dragoons and halberdiers just for no reason, because that last organ gun is now dead. Perhaps I went a little bit overkill. And my macro here, I've got 17 settlers on coin. Obviously there's a few moving to food, but I've got the wrong ratios for settler gatherers and stuff. That I did kill that house in the end, because I decided, well, right now I need the XP. The XP is more useful. He can't really build that. He should be spending his resources on military units, not on more houses. Because as you can see, I'm totally outnumbering him. Longbowmen there have more range, but if you once you set up a longbowman, try not to move it, because they don't just shoot like. I think he was targeting. He was targeting the organ gun. It's got like 1 hit point left. Oh, good fight, son. Anyway, as you can see, really, like, if I was him, I'd be resigning by now. Perhaps I'm being a cocky bastard. I don't know. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve. But from here on out, it's just me. See, as you can notice, I have 2 settlers in his base there. He's targeting them with his longbowman. My organ gun should be targeting the longbowman. Instead, it was attacking the barracks or something. But he had a crate of 500 food or something sitting around, so that's why I sent the settlers in there, just to gather that crate up. You can see my resource piles are so high. They really shouldn't be high. If your resource piles are high, you're doing something wrong. Not because you shouldn't be gathering resources, but because you should be spending them. Or at least I wasn't spending them here. So here comes 2 caravels. Not entirely convinced what I'm doing here. Those halberdiers going way too close to the shore. I thought I could probably attack the boat where I can't. And I've got my Castadors targeting these boats. I don't know why. Castadors have a 60% ranged resist against ranged damage, but these boats do siege damage, not range damage. So actually, the boats do pure damage vs these Castadors. And Castadors have tiny hit points, like 80 hit points. It's just, I don't know what is going on. I totally outnumbered him and I won, but the micro at the end was fucking horrendous, and I apologise for anyone who is better than me and was cringing at that, because, anyway, that's another reason why I might not upload this video. If you were watching the video I released, my previous video where I talk about why I don't upload so many, trying to just not be so picky about the ones I upload, because it's an alright game. It was entertaining, I hope. Anyway, I shall explain my deck now. Okay, so this is my Portuguese land deck. The deck I just used, though, was this water deck right here. This is my water deck. That was more relevant for a water map. Obviously, Patagonia is a water map. But I felt overall, really, a land deck would be more relevant to most people. So I'm going to explain the cards I use in the order in which I use them. My first card is 700 food, this card right here. That is because partly the Portuguese cannot send settler shipments. Generally, they don't have a 3 settlers in age 1 or any other settler shipment. So if you're rushing to age 2 as fast as I am, then it's nice to use colonial shipments, because you can, generally speaking, they're better than archaic discovery age shipments. After 700 food, my next shipment is 8 crossbowmen. I ship these to my forward town centre, and they join my 10 musketeers. So I have a nice army there to do a little bit of early damage to settlers, etc, etc. My next card after that is 700 wood. I use that to build a trading post and some houses, but in the game we just watched, I spent all of that wood on trading posts and then had to send 600 wood as well to make up for the houses that I didn't build. I sent that a bit later on. But my card after 700 wood is 700 coin. Obviously, for all FFs, you do need that coin to help you age up as fast as you can. And after the 700 coin, obviously, I'm now in the Fortress Age. So my first card is almost always 8 Castadors, because in conjunction with the 6 you age up with and that 5 which you can train from your barracks, that's 19 Castadors, and that's absolutely insane. But if you have that many Castadors, you then need to think about defending them, because they're very, very weak to cavalry. So then you have this choice between halberdiers and dragoons, really. I personally prefer halberdiers. That's a personal choice, because from my background of playing Spain so much, I'm better with hand infantry micro. Spain, obviously, skirmisher pike. Castadors and halberdiers, almost the same. Skirmisher pike, obviously, halberdiers have quite a lot of siege on them as well, whereas dragoons don't. So that's a personal choice. I like the siege as well. Dragoons probably better at directly countering cavalry, but obviously no siege, so that's a personal choice for you there. I have 2 mercenary shipments in there. Mercenaries are usually always in my deck for most civilizations. Now these are probably arguably the most overpowered mercenaries in the game. Mamelukes have 1.6k hit points or something stupid like that, and absolutely huge range resist as well. I think it's ranged. Either way, a resist. And they're really, really hard to kill, and they're just basically decent cavalry, 40 hand damage, and they're really hard to kill. And now, passage to Nippon is 5 Ronin. Ronin are basically the Heiamonto samurai, or whatever it is, from the consulate in the Asian dynasties, although they are different units. Ronin have a very similar, absolutely huge hand attack, absolutely huge area damage as well, similar to Doppel and Sodners with their area damage, but really, really powerful, can do absolutely masses of damage to everything, especially cavalry. but they're very easy to kill with ranged infantry, so be careful with them. They're very, very micro-intensive. If you send them, you have to look after them, basically. I also have, so the 2 organ guns are artillery. They're very useful. 1,000 wood here. It's a bit of a gimmick, really. That's a nice card. A very, very, very cost-effective card. Wood is the slowest gathering resource, obviously. Refrigeration is nice as well for the food. Okay, so I also have in here 600 coin. If you're forced to stay age 2, like really forced to stay age 2 because you have to defend or something like that, you have to break away from your build order, then 600 coin can help you get to age 3 as well, just similar to like 700 coin. In here I also have 6 musketeers. If your forward town centre is being pushed, I like to send 6 musketeers and train 5 musketeers. That's 11 musketeers, plus the Minutemen, plus the army you already have. That helps defend that forward town centre instead of losing it. It's worth doing that, worth sending that rather than losing a town centre. In here I also have these 2 frontier defences. I've never ever had to send them, and I think I just put them in there really because it makes it look like you will have a fortress age, a straight up fortress age, when really you don't. So if they're expecting a fortress age, then your rush is going to surprise them even more. But don't always depend on tricking people, because a lot of people don't look at the decks. Anyway, I have this Portuguese Advanced Church. In that, there is a unique upgrade for Portuguese. Costs 2,000 wood, but you get 20 Bestiarios. Bestiarios are guard crossbowmen, and it affects all of your crossbowmen thereon after the game. So every crossbowman you train is then a Bestiario, which is a guard industrial-aged crossbowman. That means they're better than skirmishers. They don't have as much range, but they are better than skirmishers then. And they only cost 80 resources, so that's a nice one. Also good, because they don't cost any coin, so if late game you have no coin mines, consider that. Wow. Anyway, I also have the Colonial Militia, a very relevant card for Portuguese and a lot of civs, because since playing Portuguese you have more than 1 town centre from the moment you reach age 2, and this upgrades every town centre, gives it an extra 50% range damage, and also gives you access to more Minutemen, though those Minutemen do cost 400 coin and 400 food. 800 resources overall, so don't send them Minutemen unless you really think you can use them effectively, because it's a waste of resources. It really is not viable to just lose 800 resources on Minutemen. If you have any questions at all, then the best place for me really is Twitter. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and do subscribe for more. And if you're interested in joining Nation of Warriors, then get in contact or click the link in the description of this video to apply on our forums.